What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. I'm on Keith One Time Thurman Jr., his verified Twitter account. He has a cool looking cover photo from his last fight with Shawn Porter. And I did a video about this in the past, a couple weeks ago. It said Keith Thurman wants Manny Pacquiao. He did an interview with TMZ, which I covered and linked to in this particular video. Keith Thurman wants Manny Pacquiao. Love to see a contract with Pacquiao's name on it. He took it a step further, and let me talk about what he said and give some brief thoughts. Hey, Manny Pacquiao, if everyone else don't want it, we can dance. Let's give the fans a real prize fight. Hashtag one time. And it's clearly a picture of him with his arms out and Pacquiao. And he says he wants it. I like this motion from Keith Thurman. I also did videos about this. Now, recently, there's a video I just put up about Adrian Broner and Danny Garcia. The rumor is this video right here. Danny Garcia turns down a $3 to $4 million payday to fight Pacquiao. I document in detail kind of why a person would do that in the prize fight with Pacquiao. You got to keep in mind, Pacquiao's a superstar. That would be a pay-per-view fight, and the fighters are getting smarter. No one's trying to take the short money. But in lieu of Pacquiao and Broner and Danny Garcia not working out potentially, I like this motion from Keith Thurman stepping up to the plate. He probably realizes that he is in a level where he might take the $3 to $4 million. You know what I mean? Broner, love it or hate it, and I'm not talking about who deserves what, but Broner sells fights, and he's bigger as star power than a Keith Thurman. Not bigger or better fighter. I'm not talking about anything like that. So Broner knows that he brings that value if he gets with another person of a stature like a Pacquiao. So Keith Thurman, Pacquiao, love it. Great fight. The fight I don't really want to see is Pacquiao versus Jesse Vargas. Stylistically, it's just not a great fight for me. Jesse Vargas is tough. He's a champion through vacancy. I would prefer him to fight, if he's going to fight a champion who kind of won some titles without vacancies, like a Danny Garcia. His last title, he did get it in a vacant fashion, but he was also the lineal champion in his previous division. Same thing with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman got his belt from beating Diego Chavez, who pushed him in that particular fight. Diego Chavez is no pushover. He can box and he can bang. He has power and he's unorthodox, and he worked. That's actually my favorite Keith Thurman performance, because Keith Thurman had to work in there with Diego Chavez. He wasn't coming to lay down and lose his belt, and Keith Thurman got the stoppage via body shot, something that other people like Brandon Rios, Tim Bradley, who also fought him after, weren't able to do, which is stop him. That's why I wanted to see Kell Brook fight Diego Chavez to see if Brook could get the stoppage, but that fight fell apart. But Keith Thurman, Pacquiao, I love it. I would love to see Pacquiao versus one of the young, strong lions. Keith Thurman is that. He showed you that in his last fight with Shawn Porter. And Pacquiao, we don't know if he'll come back. Bob Arum has this inclination that he will come back. Pacquiao has basically said that he hasn't made any commitment, and his Senate duties, his political agenda, is taking the forefront of everything else. And if basically, talking to Bob Arum, from what it sounds like, or from what I heard him say, is if it can work with his schedule, then he's going to do it. So maybe they can make a massive fight like this. I don't know that top-ranking Bob Arum would want this dangerous of a fight. A lot of people, when I did the last video, they're like, oh, Pacquiao kills Thurman. I'd have to see that in terms of killing him. Pacquiao hasn't, in my opinion, like, destroyed somebody who was a natural welterweight. You could say Chris Algieri. Brandon Rios was coming off a loss, moved up, right? So he wasn't a natural welterweight at that time, even though he was big enough as the frame to do it, and he was probably bigger than Pacquiao. He hadn't acclimated. Keith Thurman is a full-fledged welterweight who's also fought over 150 pounds and got a stoppage up there. So it's a little bit different, and Pacquiao hasn't had a knockout since 2009. So I love this fight. It's an even fight. Keith Thurman, there's some vulnerabilities he showed. I don't really think Pacquiao is much of a body puncher, too. And that's like one of the biggest things, this mid-region right here, that I've noticed where Keith Thurman doesn't like it to the body. Pause. And that was evident in the fight with Luis Collazo and even in the Shawn Porter fight. But good fight. Pacquiao would clearly be the smaller fighter. Both guys have power. It's a good fight for both. I like this motion from Keith Thurman. You guys let me know what you think. Drop it in the comment section. Share the video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.